This tutorial is brought to you by PE Prep Engine. Free study guides and practice questions at peprepengine.com.
Week 1, Lesson 5, Humidification. Last lesson, the wet coil pulled water out, now we put it back. Adding moisture moves the air up the chart, but how it moves depends on what you inject. Steam runs nearly straight up and adds a touch of heat. An adiabatic spray rides up the wet bulb line at almost constant enthalpy, and the dry bulb actually drops. We'll set the two paths, work a steam humidifier, and check the mass and energy balance. Concept 1. Two ways up the chart. Both steam and spray raise the humidity ratio, so both move up. What differs is the slope of the line, and that slope is the enthalpy of the water you inject. Steam is hot, so its line is steep and leans slightly right. Spray water is cool, so its line runs up along the wet bulb and the dry bulb falls. Concept 2. Steam versus adiabatic. Steam carries a large enthalpy, so the air's enthalpy rises and the line is steep and nearly vertical, adding a little sensible heat. An adiabatic spray adds no external heat. The water's own enthalpy is tiny, so enthalpy stays almost constant, and the state rides up the wet bulb line. The heat to evaporate that water comes out of the air, so the dry bulb falls. Same direction in moisture, opposite in temperature. Concept 3. The balance. Dry air flow is unchanged, so a moisture balance gives the water added. Dry air flow times the rise in humidity ratio. The energy balance carries that water in at its own enthalpy, and combining the two shows the process slope equals H sub W, the enthalpy of the added water. And the latent load returns as 4840 times airflow times the humidity change. Setup. A steam humidifier takes 4,000 CFM of standard air and lifts the humidity ratio from 0.0040 to 0.0070, a rise of 0.0030. The dry airflow on the standard air basis is 18,000 pounds an hour. Find the steam rate and the latent load. Solve. The steam rate is the moisture balance, 18,000 times 0.0030, 54 pounds an hour. The latent load is 4840 times 4,000 times 0.0030, about 58,000. And the load per pound of steam works out to the handbook's own latent basis, a clean consistency check. Both ride on the same humidity change. The 54 pounds of steam carries that latent load into the air. Traps. 4. 1. Humidification is not isothermal. Steam warms slightly, spray cools. 2. For an adiabatic spray, the dry bulb falls as moisture rises because the air pays the evaporation heat. 3. Steam adds heat. Adiabatic adds none. Confuse them and the temperature outcome flips. 4. Take humidity ratio outlet minus inlet, so delta W is positive, the opposite of the dehumidification sign. Quick recall. Adding moisture moves up the chart, and the water's enthalpy sets the slope. Steam runs nearly vertical and warms slightly. Adiabatic runs up the wet bulb line and cools. Water added is dry airflow times the humidity rise. The latent load is 4840 times airflow times that same rise. Golden rule. Name the humidifier type first, and the direction and balances follow. Next up, Lesson 6, Mixing two air streams. Return and outdoor air meet at a junction, and three balances, dry air, moisture, and energy, put the mixed state on the straight line between them, positioned by the lever rule toward whichever stream carries more flow. Everything's at peprepengine.com. Cheat sheet, worked solution, and a quiz attached here.
The full study guide with every equation and common exam trap is free at peprepengine.com, link in the description. Structural, civil, and electrical series are coming soon. Subscribe so you don't miss them.